What it is, though. It's your boy Crook LDB. Say what? We in here, sure. What's going on, YouTube? How y'all feeling today? I'm coming at y'all with another reaction video, man. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for watching. And today, we have Jimmy High Roller again, man. Like I told y'all, I like his videos. I like his insight on certain things. He makes very dope content. So today, we got the curse of the Golden State Warriors, man. Now, as you guys know, the Golden State Warriors throughout the last 5 to 6 years have been making a little bit of history. You know what I'm saying? They've been making history. They've been a center of attention for drama. And, you know, as of course, Clay goes down just last week. So, I kind of want to see what he's talking about. So, without further ado, let's get to it.
Klay Thompson is out for the year again with an ACL injury.
Some unfortunate breaking news.
By the way,
obviously
it's Achilles injury.
This
So he missed last year.
Torn Achilles
Is the Klay Thompson injury the end of the Warriors dynasty? The answer is yes, it is. It's the end of the dynasty.
Today's video is sponsored by DraftKings. DraftKings is the leader in daily fantasy sports, and they are celebrating this year by giving all users a shot at a share of $25 million in prizes when entering any paid Thanksgiving football DraftKings contest. Just download the DraftKings app and enter any one of their Thanksgiving football daily fantasy contests, and that's it. You are now eligible for a shot at up to $25 million. Be sure not to exceed the $50,000 salary cap.
I don't care about that. I don't
You could
care.
be stuck with a prescription. $25 million in prizes this Thanksgiving.
Alright.
After spending 17 months recovering from a nasty ACL injury, Klay Thompson was just weeks away from making his return to the NBA. And then basketball fans around the globe got the shocking news that Klay is once again out for the entire season with another devastating injury. This time, a torn Achilles. Whether you are a diehard Warriors fan or you hate them for running through your favorite team for the last 5 seasons, this news is just sad. You can't help but to feel terrible for Klay and the Warriors organization that was in the process of reloading in hopes for another historic season.
I ain't gonna lie, guys. If I could be completely honest, yes, I hated it when they signed Kevin Durant. Those 2 years was miserable because we already knew who the winner was going to be. It wasn't no contest, none of that. I ain't going to lie. We definitely missed Steph and Clay last year. Definitely. Definitely. Because while everyone else was getting their shine, you know, LeBron, AD, Kawhi, and PG, you feel what I'm saying? Jason Tatum emerged, Jaylen Brown emerged, and Kemba Walker, you feel what I'm saying? He went to Boston. You had Russell Westbrook and you had James Harden. You know, they was making a little noise. Bro, we missed Steph and Clay. That excitement of seeing Steph and Clay every night, even though we might have hated them, they was definitely missed, bro. And I ain't gonna lie, a lot of people forgot about them. A lot of people really forgot about Steph and Clay because they haven't seen them. You feel what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people only know what they see. Like if you out for a year, you know, they kind of forget about you. So, and this would have been exciting because not only they would have got their whole team back, they would have got James Wiseman back. So it would have been interesting to see how Steph, Clay, Wiggins, and Wiseman are all paired together. So, I ain't gonna lie, we definitely missed Steph and Clay this year, definitely.
But Klay's injury is just one among a long list of disastrous injuries that the Warriors have had to face over the last half-decade. As successful as the Warriors have been, the organization has had some incredibly tough luck. A bit of a curse. The curse of Golden State. Season-ending injuries, misfortune, and missed opportunities that happen a little too often. And it all started on February 28th, 2017.
Fortat sling Pachulia into him. Oh, that knee snaps back there.
Of course, he's had a couple of tough injuries. That one, of course, the wrist injury.
Before we all realized that the Golden State Warriors had assembled the Avengers of basketball, there was doubt among some NBA fans as to if this new system would work. That doubt was put to rest pretty quickly. But not before an ugly injury that sidelined Kevin Durant for 38 days. Luckily for the Warriors, KD bounced back just days before the playoffs and was the X factor for one of the most dominant playoff performances by a team in league history. The next occurrence of the curse wouldn't happen until the next season on March 8th, 2018.
They don't make it 2-on-1. Oh, the block of the foul as Curry comes up limping. Curry hobbling down the tunnel. Steph Curry worried about the way he landed, and he drew the foul.
After coming down awkwardly in a game against the Spurs, Stephen Curry would leave the game and not return back to action for 54 days.
I hate injuries like that, bro.
This Warriors team was remembered as an incredibly fortunate and dominant team. But at the time, this particular injury had fans speculating if the Warriors could retain their championship status. The Warriors weren't sure when exactly Curry would be making his return, and after missing the first round of the playoffs, the pressure was on him to make a comeback. On May 1st, Steph Curry did just that. And, well, we know how the rest goes. But once again, the fate of the Warriors rested on the recovery of a key player. But this would not be their last encounter with destiny.
It's Durant with Shumpert defending, and Kevin Durant laces one through.
And he's hurt.
He is holding on to his right Achilles.
As soon as he made that shot, he started
Look at
limping.
this. Look at this.
He looked back at, he thought someone hit him in the Achilles. And you know what that means. Look, right there.
That's right. You're exactly right.
Once again, the seemingly infallible Warriors were standing face to face with fate. Just 3 weeks away from their inevitable matchup with the Toronto Raptors in the finals, and their historically great closer was sidelined indefinitely. Only this time, not even the great Warriors could overcome their misfortune. After falling to a 3-1 deficit in the finals, the Warriors were running on fumes and had just one option left. Unfortunately, the curse of Golden State was in full effect, and the Warriors' time at the top was quickly falling apart.
And I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Like, I don't know if y'all heard the stories. I know y'all probably did, but a lot of people in the NBA was saying, like, you know, Golden State was cocky. You feel what I'm saying? They was always talking they mess. They was always talking junk because they already knew they won 2 rings already. You feel what I'm saying? So they was cocky, all that other stuff. Like, I don't know if y'all familiar with I think it was Damian Lillard or CJ McCollum. It was one of their CJ McCollum's podcast. And Kevin Durant was on it, and he just was like, you know, down in Portland, like, yo, y'all not going nowhere. Y'all not going nowhere. Y'all not going to see us in the playoffs type. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people already seen that, you know, they was cocky because they already knew that they were unbeatable. Some people would view this and say that, you know, this is karma for them being cocky. You know what I'm saying? Like, you guys downed everybody else just because y'all added Kevin Durant. Now you acting like y'all unbeatable. Maybe this was karma. Maybe.
Ibaka trying to stay with Durant, knocks it away, and Durant's limping. Durant goes down, holding his leg. Ibaka goes up, and is fouled down the other end. And Durant grabbing that right leg. His teammates going over to check on him.
With Kevin Durant leaving the game with a gruesome injury that would cost him an entire season, the Warriors somehow pulled off a close victory, forcing a Game 6. A huge victory for the Warriors. But as they would soon discover, this win would inevitably come at the ultimate price.
No, I don't want to see this, bro.
Thompson running the floor, and a foul.
I don't want to see that, bro. I don't want to see that.
Now writhing in pain. Steph Curry slamming the ball on the court, so upset. Green went up to block it. Some of the players saying something. Danny Green saying, I'm just trying to block the play. And then everybody for the Warriors in the franchise and here in the stands holding their breath.
After witnessing his fellow teammate go down just 3 days prior, Klay Thompson suffered an ACL tear that would sideline him for an
do y'all see how his leg just buckled? Like, I hate injuries like those, bro.
Fast forward to the start of the 2019-2020 NBA season, and the Warriors are now a shell of their former selves. But with Stephen Curry leading the team alongside Draymond Green, they still had a good chance of being a respectable team for the time being. Just one potentially relatively mediocre season, and they should be back to the indestructible squad we love to hate. Their hopes weren't completely lost.
Yeah, I love what Pascal did, and he closed out on the shooting hand side.
Steph Curry with a lot of contact.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. You probably could call that a curse, bro.
It's devastating. It's devastating. The season's over. Let's just call it what it is. The season's over.
Okay, now all the hope is lost. The Warriors went from arguably the greatest team ever assembled to by far the worst team in the entire league. Easily the fastest and ugliest fall from glory in the history of the NBA. The Golden State curse had run its course, and it was a painful thing to watch. But the one silver lining about being at the bottom is that there's nowhere to go but up, right?
Breaking news into SportsCenter. We have been waiting for the results of the MRI for Klay Thompson. Adrian Wojnarowski with us. What can you tell us, Woj?
Matt, worst possible news for the Warriors. Klay Thompson has suffered a full tear of his right Achilles. He will miss the entire season.
Okay, come on. This is just messed up. Aside from Warriors fans, and when I say Warriors fans, I mean people that started watching the NBA in 2015, we all wanted to see the Warriors fail. They were annoyingly good. Too good. Yeah. And for this, we all briefly cheered for.
Kind of like how the Patriots are in the NFL. Everyone hated the. Everyone hates. Everyone hated the Patriots. Everyone hated the Patriots, bro. Everyone hated the fact that they always made it to the playoffs. They was always in the championship game. The Patriots more than likely always put out your favorite team. Always. Always, always, always. I'm from Baltimore. Those Patriots Baltimore Ravens matchups, dope. One of the best rivalries, like one of the best rivalries. It's not better than the Ravens and Steelers, but like the Ravens and the Patriots always fought some good battles. But it was a good amount of chunk of those years where the Patriots put them out. Patriots put everyone's favorite team out, bro. Everyone hated them.
It's just monumentally unfair. As much agony as this impeccable team has caused us, they earned their merit. They were a cohesive, unstoppable, must-watch unit that proved their greatness. They've already made their rounds in the ringer, took their punches, and got back up. But apparently, the curse of Golden State doesn't care about any of that. From 2017 through 2020, Kevin Durant, Klay Thompson, and Stephen Curry missed a combined 338 of 855 games. Which means this trio has missed over 35% of all of their games over the last 3 seasons. Compare that to other All-NBA players throughout the same time span, and the curse of Golden State becomes clear as day. And this doesn't even factor in Klay's recent injury, which has set him up to miss the entire 2021 season. When your big three are all missing...
And mind you, the league is shortened to 72 games. So... 72 plus 79 is around what? Because 70 and 79 will be 149. So he's on par to miss 151 games over the course of 3 years. 151 games, bro. That's crazy. It's crazy.
More time due to injury than Joel Embiid, you know it's bad. And when you look at the Warriors' epic run from this perspective,
now you gotta wonder if Klay even gonna be the same, bro. That's 2 significant injuries back-to-back years.
Such levels of greatness. Well, as amazing as this team was, maybe they were even greater than we think. Through all of the chaos, the Warriors still managed to win 3 titles in just 5 seasons. If terrible luck doesn't fall upon them and they win just 3 more games, they are sitting on 5 straight titles. So in other words, these guys were so overwhelming that because of bad luck, they only achieved 3 rings. But when your season runs all the way through the finals every single year, how long can players truly stay healthy before their body succumbs to the extra mileage? Well, for some perspective, over the last 5 seasons, Devin Booker has played in 342 games. In a similar 5-year time frame, Klay Thompson played in 490 games. That's nearly 2 extra seasons worth of games.
Another thing too, I also think that them going for that 73-9 record, I think that affected them. Definitely. I think if they don't go for that record, then I feel like they would have been mentally better off. But you got to think, winning 73 games, especially running a system that Golden State runs, which is run around, screen, run around, threes, pull up, run around. Yo, that's a lot of energy that you're exerting, bro. A lot of energy. And I just think that even after that season, that's kind of why I think that they lost, yo. They was mentally tired. They was mentally tired from winning a 73-game season. You get what I'm saying? Like, even though it's a great accomplishment, I think that mentally it took a toll on them. You feel what I'm saying? And that's where I think, like, you feel me, the injuries came from. You feel what I'm saying? Like, yo.
In just 5 years. Making deep playoff runs every season comes at a cost, which is why so few teams are able to repeat a championship and hardly ever has a team three-peated. In 1991, Isaiah Thomas missed 34 games due to injury, which severely hurt their chances at a three-peat. Dwayne Wade missed 28 games in 2014 after winning back-to-back championships. Due to an injury, Kevin Garnett missed 39 games and the entire playoffs in 2009, crushing the Celtics' chances of repeating a championship run. Teams have a small window to really capitalize on their team's momentum. Sometimes these windows are just a couple of seasons, and if you're running a dynasty, it could be 6 to 7 years long. Golden State started their incredible climb to the top in 2013, 7 years ago. This season was potentially the back end of their amazing run. But now with Klay out for at least another season, we may have just witnessed the end of the Warriors as we know them. The curse of Golden State has completely decimated the most dominant team of the last decade. But if it's any consolation, we have seen the Warriors come back from tough breaks. Of course, not nearly to this extent, but if there's any squad that could prove to transcend expectations, it's this one. I wish Klay a speedy recovery. For the sake of these guys, I'm praying the curse will end with this injury, and for the love of basketball, let's all hope we haven't seen the last of the Splash Bros. Hope you all enjoyed, and as always, until next time.
Alright, man, that was actually a dope video. I didn't look at it from that perspective. That's actually a good perspective to look at it. I wouldn't say it's a curse. But then again, it is bad luck. I ain't gonna lie. Like, that's damn near the last 4 years one of the best players can get hurt. And the only reason why it doesn't seem like a big deal is the simple fact that Golden State had 4 All-Stars in their team. So Kevin Durant missing games, it didn't matter because they still had Steph and Klay and Draymond. So that's actually a dope perspective. Honestly, yeah, they just had a lot of bad luck, bro. I ain't gonna lie. They honestly just had a lot of bad luck throughout the last few seasons. I don't want to say it's over because I still want to see how James Wiseman develops. And I want to see how they use him and utilize him to pair with Steph and Klay. So I don't want to say the dynasty is over yet because if James Wiseman can at least be a Hassan Whiteside in his prime, the Warriors are still overpowered. All he got to do is at least be a Hassan Whiteside. And I mean Hassan Whiteside with the Miami Heat. Like, getting like 3-4 blocks. He can give you 20 points and 10 rebounds a game. If he can do that, yeah. But thank you guys for watching. Tune into the next reaction video. Comment down below if you want to see any more reaction videos. I love you guys. I am out.